Okay, here we go for another weekend video. I'm Kenny Keller, creator of Helicopter Land Ground School. And this question is about going the fixed wing career pilot or helicopter career pilot. A very long question sent to me by Mark, but he's got some really good points in here. And we have hit some different videos recently on fixed wing versus helicopter. But this question is different. It's not specifically like a video I just did. This is something different. So Mark wants to know, he's got about 360 hours total time. Okay, so that's a good thing getting started. He already has both helicopter and fixed wing private with instrument rating, so it's on one or the other. So 360 hours, and he's got private, fixed wing, and helicopter. So he's got a good start, right? He's got the basics down. He's got, over 300 hours, has the 2 ratings, so he can now go either way. He can go fixed wing, he can go helicopter. He also has A&P mechanic. Okay, that's good on a resume. Has an FCC with radar endorsement. Cool. I'm 44 with 2 small children. So back to the age thing, you're fine. At 44, you got time. You can still do this. Not even going to argue that one. You should go for it. He mentions that he's debt-free, so that's great, right? He's already got 300 and some hours. He's dual rated. He's debt-free, so this is awesome. He's putting back money. Looks like he's going to have plenty of money to do the ratings, so doesn't like money is going to be a problem for him, which is great. Okay, he's not going to have to really hurt his family, so he can move on. He can put a good sum of money either into professional airplane or professional helicopter pilot, right? I'm really at a crossroads. I can go either route. He mentions in this email he has 2 opportunities already at his point in his career with what he's doing. He has 2 contacts, one in fixed wing and one in helicopter, that looks like they can get him a job. He says he can get a helicopter job, but he needs the commercial and close to 1,000 hours for this job that he wants. Okay, that's pretty common. When you start out, you get a CFI and at a couple hundred hours, and you start working. Sometimes around 500, there's an opportunity for you in helicopters. Then the next one's 1,000, and then the next one's 1,500, and the big one is 2,000. So each time you kind of get to those levels, the opportunities do open up for you as a helicopter pilot. And he's received that confirmation from the chief pilot. Okay, so he's got a good one there. And he mentions later in the email another company with fixed wing where he has a pretty good opportunity when he gets the time. Okay, so I get it. I watched your miserable experience and personal comments on the industry EMS. Okay, I'm a dreamer, and I support people every day in their dreams. I want to spend just a minute or 2 on this one. Your dream can change, okay? My original dream was to fly for a police department. I've still never reached that dream, but it's okay now because my dream went a different direction. And, as a helicopter pilot and a fixed wing pilot either way, you're going to have struggles throughout your career. Most everybody struggles, right? I was thinking this morning drinking coffee, I want to ask you the question. Do you remember the guy in school that could do everything? I remember that guy that was the, number 1 in the class. Every sport he excelled. Everything he did seemed like it just came to him easy. I mean, he could do anything, right? I wasn't that guy. Most of us aren't that guy. So, anyway, you're gonna have certain struggles throughout life, and yeah, I knock the EMS industry a little bit once in a while, but it's just because it was my experience. I did get to do it for 5 years. I'm glad I got to do it. I learned a lot. I got to fly a $6 million aircraft. So there was a lot of good things that went with it. Just at a certain point, I decided I'd had enough. There are some people that love flying EMS. And if that's where your career takes you, great. We're all different people. We're all different forms and fashions. Things that are going to work for us may not work for another person, okay? I can sit here and I can tell you every stumbling block I had as a helicopter pilot. All the times I got knocked down, beat down, I could complain all day long. But eventually, I found my niche. I found my place. I still fly 20 years later. I As a kid, I loved helicopters. I still love them today. Did the dream change along the way? Heck yeah, it did, but that's life, right? So, when you're thinking about these careers, know you're going to have stumbling blocks, okay? And taking a path one direction may very well lead you somewhere else. And it may not go to where you thought you were going to, but then it be okay, right? I struggled throughout my 20 years in the helicopter business, but I'm still doing it. And now later in life, I can, I'm making an okay living and I can provide for my daughter. When I was younger and earlier in my career, and even when my daughter was younger, I had to be gone a lot, right? But I made that sacrifice so that now we can do better later in life. Your dream can change. Your path can go different ways, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, he wants a career in aviation, so he needs to do that. He's struggling fixed wing or airplane. He has a neighbor that flies trees cutting an MD. Have you ever seen my video? My student that cuts trees with an MD500. I'll put that link down below. It's got 3 million views. Incredible job. Young kid, came in out of school, got his ratings, went on, got this job, and now 10 years later, he just, still loving life doing that job. So next I want to point out what he said. All I originally ever wanted to do was be a helicopter pilot, okay? I remember being fascinated as a kid. I still am 40 years later. I was an AC/DC fan as a kid. I'm still fascinated by AC/DC. Some things, dreams don't change. Some things you will always enjoy. So his dream is a helicopter pilot. What do you think he should do? Helicopter, airplane? Put your comments down below. But he says, I see and hear folks like yourself rather bent on certain career choices within the industry, and I lose heart. This is reality, okay? This is a weekend video. I have the time to cover these subjects, and I want to cover them. There is a lot of horror stories you're going to hear, and that's just life, right? It's just the way it is. And I think any profession, anything you're going for, any dream you can have, you're going to hear bad, you're going to hear good, right? I just think that's the way it is. He next mentions, I see the Thai and coffee brought to me from a flight attendant in an air conditioning warm cabin. Talking about the fixed wing, right? He's thinking the captain's bars, flying a nice fixed wing, flying a jet. And he says, I see grease, debt, bottom feeding, and the next stop being the grave, being a helicopter pilot. Okay? Somehow, I get what he's saying. You feel like as a helicopter pilot, what are we? We're kind of the, we're the oddballs of the aviation industry, right? We in general, I'm not going to say that we've struggled more than a fixed wing pilot because I don't know about the fixed wing pilot struggles. I'm sure that they've struggled just like everybody else. But the way they pay us, the way they treat us, you're a bus driver, shut up and fly the helicopter. That's how I felt about EMS. They tell you they want to be safe and, we're all about safety. But then the almighty dollar comes into it, and it's about getting those patients back to the hospital where they can make a bunch of money. And when you turn down a flight, then you're getting questioned. They say they're not going to question you, but they do, okay? Either outwardly or you hear the scuttlebutt in the background. So is that the way between fixed wing and helicopter? I feel like it is. I mean, if you feel like as a helicopter pilot, we feel like we're the black sheep of the industry, okay? So then he goes on to list, and he lists a bunch of things like, all these bad things you hear in the industry about becoming a helicopter pilot. He lists like 7 of them, and I'm not going to read them to you. He says, look, I get it, slogan sayings. So I'm not going to be able to make his decision for him. His dream is to be a helicopter pilot, but he's been, looking at the fixed wing side of it going, but I see more money. I see being, more of a professional appearance. Personally, I've always done the hard, dirty jobs, right? Cop, fireman, towing service, helicopter pilot, EMS, we're kind of the down and dirty parts of life, and it's just fit me well. When I see, people walking around in a fancy flight shirt, which is cool and they look great, but to be catering to someone, oh, you got to fly me here in my jet and sit here and wait on me in the hotel for 24 hours until on a whim I decide I want to go back home in my jet. I don't know. To me, that's never been appealing. But that's me, right? That's my choice. I like fixed wing for fun. I have a fixed wing private pilot privileges. I can go fly a fixed wing for fun, and that's cool. But that life to me, just not really worth it. So helicopter hourly, I can fly 2 in a fixed wing. That's a fact. Absolutely. He's going to save money if he picks the fixed wing route. He can get to professional pilot fixed wing quicker than he can get to air fixed wing professional pilot for a lot less money than he can get to helicopter professional pilot. So he's going to spend more money to become a helicopter professional pilot, and he's going to make less money as a helicopter professional pilot, and he's going to be treated differently as a professional helicopter pilot. That's the industry, okay? Argue with me down below if you want, but that's how we feel. That's what we see. And when I was reading his question, I'm like, man, this is a great one that I want to do today because it's the weekend. I can have more time. I don't feel rushed to get to the airport. He's got 300 CBE time. He's kind of tall, 210 pounds. That's not going to be no problem for the industry. Put down your comments down below. Let me know and let us know what you think. Fixed wing and helicopter. We've been doing more fixed wing videos versus helicopter questions in the last couple weeks. And, everything I've always been bent on 100% helicopter. That's all we do. But so many people transition from fixed wing rating and come do their helicopter rating. 50% of people I've done in 20 years probably half have been add-ons from fixed wing to helicopter. So this does come up a lot, and a lot of, even though we teach helicopter line ground school, and that's what we do, fixed wing comes into play because of the questions of the crossover between both sides of the story and transitioning from one to the other and adding rating. So a lot of good content comes up with questions between fixed wing and helicopter. So what do you think? Put your comments down below. Let's help out Mark with maybe help make his decision a little bit. I'm getting both sides of it, The dream is to become a helicopter pilot. Then he's looking at the money and prestige of being an airline pilot. I can see going both ways for him. I wish I could make your decision for you, but I can't. I don't want you to blame me 5, 10, 15 years down the road. I think he's got time. He's in a good place financially. 44 with 2 kids, but he's got, he's debt free. He's saving up the money. So the money's really not going to hurt him. It's not going to hurt his family. He's going to be able to provide for his family later. He'd even still have time to do both. Which one should he start with? Give him your feedback below. What do you think Mark should do? I'd love to hear what you have to say. So I'm Kenny Keller, creator of Helicopter Line Ground School. We are getting ready to celebrate 7 years online since we launched Helicopter Online Ground School. We've helped people all over. We got the Helicopter Line Ground School Wall of Fame. When we do videos from the airport, we show that. I'll do one this week because nobody has seen the wall in a while, and it's gotten huge, right? We got the wall almost covered. We're trying to move on. So members, send us in some more check ride pictures so we can finish that wall and move to the next. We have private pilot, commercial pilot, instrument pilot, certified flight instructor. All those memberships are available as a monthly or a yearly option. On the monthly and yearly option, you can sign in. You got to enter your credit card information or PayPal, but you got 24 hours to check out the training. If it's right for you, keep it. Month to month, cancel anytime. All you do is simply cancel, is remove your credit card from the site or end the subscription in PayPal. That's on a monthly and a yearly for all of those. Then if you're going the professional pilot route, like Mark, we have professional pilot package where you can get private commercial CFI instrument, all lumped together. That's unlimited, does not expire. You keep it. That one doesn't have the free trial, but it does have a 30-day ironclad money-back guarantee. Day 29, you decide it wasn't right for you, ask for a simple refund. Excuse me, I refund your money and I move on. We part as friends. We've had that in place for 7 years. I don't argue with you. We always make it right with our members. We'll do upgrades, downgrades, additions. If you've got some kind of an issue, we'll take care of it. Weird things happen, right? It's electronics. We'll always work with you no matter what's going on. 7 years online, we always take care of the member. Regardless, we'll figure something out. So subscribe to the channel for these daily videos. Click subscribe and click the bell. Go to helicopterground.com in the description box below as well to go check out all the courses I just previously mentioned. Put a little yellow thing over there in the corner for subscribing. And we'll put a bonus video up in the other corner as well. So subscribe, click the channel. Hope you all have a great day, and we will see you again tomorrow.